From Las Vegas, Sandy Kastel and friends.
Okay, good morning and welcome to the Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael here on KLEV Monday through Friday. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning. And you know, Chef Michael, it's dance day. I'm going to dance class today with Angelo Moyo over at Backstage
You're going
Dance
home to
Studio.
roll meatballs and clean the house.
No. I got to take off some of these meatball pounds.
You know, last night Sandy and I went to the Bootlegger.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And I got to mention
with Diana and Dr. Perry.
Dr. Perry, you're listening right now because Dr. Perry, Tim, gets up every morning to count his money. And the Grassos are out there listening in faithfully, and so many other people. And Sandy, mention the people where you just spend $65,000 for a new wardrobe. When the people there, what was the people's name?
Oh, that's the white. How does it go? White Market.
No.
It's
Black
the
and
black
white?
store.
Black Market.
White House Black Market. There you go. Thank you. You
Right.
knew what I meant.
I did.
I just, call it the White and Black store. I don't know. But anyway, actually, I'm wearing something from their store today, and the
That's
girl
blue and white.
Nan yesterday, she sent us an email, and she said, "Sandy, I listened to the show, and I'm hooked." I'm hooked, she said. So if you guys want us to do a fashion show for you, for your charity, which is WEMA, Women in Music and Arts, also Women and Men in Music and Arts, she said we'd love to do that.
Well, let me tell
Isn't
you.
that
we
exciting?
got
My gosh,
we
I'm
got
so
a great
excited.
Kelly. I want to say something about Kelly Clinton.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Well, Michael, why don't you say something about Kelly?
I love
Clinton.
Kelly Clinton.
Do you really? Let me say something about
She's
Kelly.
We
done
saw her last
benefits
night.
for us.
Oh my gosh.
You know, it's
she's
hard.
amazing.
She's a pretty kid. She's a pretty girl.
She's adorable.
And it's hard to be a pretty girl and be funny.
That's right.
And when I look at her, she reminds me of myself because she's hilarious. This girl is the closest thing to Cara Burnett. You know what I mean? It's a shame that, you know what I mean? It's a shame. She's great. I mean,
What's a shame? What's a
Well,
shame?
she should have a nationwide show. She should
I
have.
know, but she's got a show coming up at Viva Las Vegas. I
Yeah,
think
that's
it was
very
July.
exciting, and I got the chills.
Yeah, I know.
But
I
the
know.
main thing is that people like that need to be seen on television. She is
that's
really,
right.
really good, and her husband's a nice, good-looking kid too. He's a nice.
Yeah,
when I come
Clint
back, I'm going to look
Holmes.
like him and John Lindquist. I'm going to be 6'3", which I'm only 6'1" right now. But you know, today's great because I feel good today, Sam.
Good.
We got a great bunch of people over here.
That's right.
I've seen these guys at the parole hearing. They're wonderful guys. No, I'm only teasing you. And we got two people from Ronald McDonald, and we got Leslie with Salvation Army. And Sandy, why don't you tell everybody what we're going to be doing September 27th with the magnificent Salvation Army and the fabulous Ronald McDonald, because it's going to be great.
We have a big meatball festival coming up. That's July 20. Oh no, September 17th.
27th.
September 27th. Okay,
27th.
let's get this all right. And so we're going to be doing that at Smith's Food and Drug, which is over at Sahara and Durango.
Right.
And that's a Saturday, and it's going to go from 11 in the morning till 10 at night.
Right. And you know what's nice about this festival?
What?
The money don't go in somebody's pocket.
That's right.
It goes into the charities.
That's right.
Because most of these festivals out there, you know, I don't want to mention any names. It costs you $700 to get in and $38,000 for a meatball sandwich. This is a little bit different because
It's only 35,000.
It's only 35,000. It's the community's getting involved in it, and we're very excited to
That's
have
right.
the Salvation Army because NASI is one of the sponsors. Our posters are all over, and to have Ronald McDonald, such a great honor.
Yeah.
To have you guys with us because we're excited because we're going to put up a truck. And we did a commercial. Everybody has garage sales. They love it. Listen, folks, I'm going to say this again. Go through your house. There's got to be something that you want. Donate this stuff. You get the 100% write-off, okay? And they really need your help because I shop there, believe it or not. I got this suit, right, that I got
Okay.
on me.
I love you,
Oh.
but I'm not buying that for one moment.
It was John
why don't you-
Stewart's old suit.
Why don't you tell him how you found out about shopping at Salvation Army?
Okay, let me tell you something.
Yes.
All right, besides that I live in
'Cause you'll be
Canyon Gate
surprised
and I'm
at
worth
this.
$65
Yes.
billion. Here's the bottom line. To be unique is to be yourself. You know, and I got to tell you something. I came from humble beginnings. I was with Robert Goulet. And one day I interviewed him. He came to the house with dinner. He was really a great kid. God rest his soul. And I said, Bobby, that's a great sweater you got. He said, what'd you get? He said, the Salvation Army. I said, get the hell out of here. I said, no, I'm serious.
He said you can go anywhere
You can
and
go
shop anywhere.
Anywhere. I went in there, and I want to tell you something. See, I like to cook. I like the bowls and the different kind of stuff. People got stuff, they don't want it. So instead of doing it, go
yeah.
out there, give it to them. And we go there, and I got some beautiful stuff. I'm telling you something. Absolutely fantastic. Yesterday we had a friend, Dr. Perry. I love you, Doc.
Hey,
I
Dr.
love you,
Perry.
Doc. Who was the guy that he came to show us the stuff?
That guy.
Whatever the guy's name is. This guy comes and he backs
job,
down. He
Sandy.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, this guy
What was
backs
his
Dakota.
name?
This guy backs up a truck. No BS. So I didn't want to
From
leave
San
him alone with two
Francisco,
guys
he
in the
drove all
house
the way
because I
down
want
here.
him back in the joint. I don't
Yeah.
want no BS or anybody to say something. So I turned around and I said, Dr. Perry comes in. I said, all right, San, I got a meeting. I'll be back at 4:30. I come back at 4:30. The house, and we live in Canyon Gate, was loaded with like literally
Beautiful stuff.
$500,000 worth of stuff.
Oh my God. Oh,
And the
yeah,
tusks
more.
and the guy was showing these things, and I said, listen, with no disrespect, he said, I got this beautiful tapestry rug. He said, I'll give it to you for $25,000. 25,000, I said.
It's normally 60.
With 60 grand, you get a hell
I
of
mean,
a deal.
yeah,
I
it's
said,
a
you think you're going to
silk
put your feet on
rug.
a $25,000 rug? I'll throw you the hell out of my house. Are you nuts? But he had some beautiful stuff. But
Oh, yeah, this
with
is-
boxes
this is
and crates.
beautiful.
These people, it took them 2 hours to unload a truck and 2.5 hours to put it. And I walked into the house, and she seen my face because I said, "What is she buying now?" But they had some beautiful. What I really liked was that.
The table and chair
Well, the
set?
table, they wanted
Oh, yeah.
$300,000
200,
for a
250.
table. It was all out. It
right.
had gold in it, and it was like the snake heads with it was really gorgeous. You know what I mean?
It was inlaid, yeah. It was black lacquer. It's
Yeah.
it's a beautiful. It's from the '60s, and the artist is somebody who was from Japan but moved here, and it's beautifully carved with the ivory and the alabaster
pretty.
or whatever, and actually two things that are extinct already, but that was done then, So, and then the tusks are actually from they're those that are, what do they call them?
Mammoth.
Yeah, they're mammoth tusks. Mammoth
Mammoth
tusks. And beautifully carved with dragon heads and everything. I mean, it was gorgeous, but not for us.
Not for
No.
So,
Well,
but also he had some beautiful Yadro pieces. So he has a lot of. He has 8 stores, but he's reducing it down to 4 stores. And he's a really nice gentleman. I wish I could remember his name. Oh my gosh! But what he does is he comes down here and he meets with a lot of different people.
He told me
And,
that his father.
and he brings these rare
Right.
pieces, and then so people can purchase them for their home and enjoy them, of course.
Because I know he was
Give him a
Jewish. I said,
second.
"You're Jewish." He says, "My father was." He said, "I'm Indian." He says, "I'm Indian, and my father was Jewish,
Half Indian.
half Indian. So
Right.
he's from the tribe of Sosumi. So that's." but,
If you
I
like,
think, yeah. Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead. I was going to say, if you like unusual and hard to get to things,
Yes.
how about your own Da Vinci?
Your own Da Vinci.
my own Da Vinci.
Salvation Army is working with Art Encounter, and they are selling a Da Vinci statuette. It was carved by Leonardo in 1508. It's been authenticated. We have all the papers on it. And a gentleman from Indianapolis actually got the mold from the original beeswax sculpture.
Wow.
And they are casting 299 pieces in 3 different bronze colorations,
Okay.
and 99 pieces in silver. So a total of 996 pieces.
Limited edition.
Limited edition.
Right.
The Salvation Army is getting $1,000 from the sale of each piece.
Wow.
How much they selling it for, Les?
$25,000 and $35,000, which is a bargain. When they're all gone,
Are they gone?
they will be worth at the onset probably $150,000 to $200,000 per.
Oh my gosh.
And they're available only through Art Encounter, which is a gallery at Caesars.
Wow.
At the
We
Forum Shops.
also have a Da Vinci. My uncle Antonio Andolini.
Da Vinci.
Da Vinci. We robbed it, and what happened? It's in the house.
No, but you know what? Now there's a perfect example. You would say, "Oh, the Salvation Army." Some people are like, "Oh, all we do is donate there." Not only that, but Salvation Army does a lot of different things. They have a lot of different programs, for people that are, that need to get back started in life
Right,
again.
right.
For people, they have drug rehabilitation programs, and they have a mission. They go out and they missionary.
We
What
really
you
do.
call that?
Well, I mean, the Salvation Army, this is really, a lot of people don't know, but the Salvation Army at its core is a church.
Yeah.
And it started in downtown London in the middle of basically Skid Row, but there was a fancy church down there, a Methodist church. And William Booth, who was one of the pastors, he liked to bring the bums in off the street because he had a heart for these people. And of course, the people that were members of the church kind of looked at him and scrunched their noses and not in my pew and would move away from whoever he brought in. Ended up, they moved uptown and he stayed downtown and said these people, before they hear about what God wants to do for them, they need to know that they're fed, that they have clothes, that they have a safe place to sleep, and something to drink, not liquor, because that was one thing he didn't do.
Right.
But warmth and safety. And then they can hear about what God has for them. And that's really how the Salvation Army started. So it isn't a church or social services. It's a church and social services tied together.
Well, we
That's
love
great.
the Salvation Army, and we love Ronald McDonald because I loved your hamburgers. You
They
guys
don't they don't serve them though at the house.
You don't make the hamburger.
No.
There's a little bit of a distinction between Ronald McDonald and Ronald McDonald House.
Honey,
Here-
give her
Oh,
give her
geez,
this
I know that.
microphone over there.
Over
Give
here?
her
Yeah,
that,
we're
that
gonna go.
microphone.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can hear her. Yeah, bring it down
Yeah,
just a
bring
little
it
bit.
down.
There
We
you
just-
go.
Good.
I mean, we got a great day as today, Sandy. Look at the day. Let's go ahead.
I'm Missy.
Missy.
With the Ronald McDonald House. I'm the special events manager there.
Hey, big time here,
Yeah.
Dakota. We don't fool around.
We do all the fun stuff.
Okay, you know who these three handsome guys that are next to you?
I do.
I'm going to tell you who
Tell
they
them
are.
who these
We've
handsome
got-
guys are.
We've got this is the Broadway Rat Pack from the Four Queens. We've got the entire crew here. We've got Dakota have Horvath. Sorry. And then we've got Doug, he does Frank Sinatra. And we've got Doug Starks, excuse me, I can't speak. Sammy Davis Jr. And then we have Tony Felicetta.
Hey, Tony, you
Dean the
Italian?
Mutt.
Hey, Caponimone, my boy. That's what I'm talking
These
about.
are some good-looking guys,
Yeah,
you know.
good looking, boy.
And you
This
know,
early in the morning, that's pretty good.
and you know, actually, I have a song I'm going to play a little bit later on. It's a Dean Martin song, so I'm going to play that for you guys a little bit later. Just a little taste of it, you know. So off of my album.
I would like to have my album played.
Because when I did my album this time around, I did a tribute to all these guys. I've got a song by Frank, a song by Sammy, a song by Dean Martin in there. So, you know, anyway.
How about
So-
my record, honey? You don't talk about my record?
I know, well, it's a 45, and, you know,
Yeah,
we
but
don't
it was
have
a
that
hit.
little
It was a hit song.
No, he's
Well,
talking about his record.
I
his
thought
last
we got
record.
your record expunged.
I wish I could, honey. Trust me.
Well, actually, you can still play that on a record player.
But the name of the record
and as
is.
long as you have one of those little, small,
Thanks,
little round
thanks,
things.
Sandy.
and
You really stuck it in.
you know,
good.
but you know,
Thank
my
very
dad
much.
has all those record players. I have one too, so
Well,
I
thank
don't
you. I'm
feel
only
so bad.
41 years old.
I
You know what
know.
I'm trying to
I
say?
actually
No, yeah, I wish I
actually
was.
bought a great record player at the Salvation Army not too long ago.
There you
Hey,
go.
that's
Hey,
Nice
hey,
console. I
hey.
play my records on it all the time.
But you
Yay.
can still
Yeah.
buy my record, ladies and gentlemen, out there, that Radio Legend, because there's over 90,000 listeners with a #1 show in Las Vegas, and I'm proud to it. And the name of my record is called, listen, get your pencil ready, She Was Bred in Oak, Kentucky, but she's just a crumb down here. So I hope
Well, if you are just tuning in now, you are listening to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. And yes, that
Oh,
was
my
Chef Michael.
God.
We've got a lot of great guests here, but we'll be right back after a message from our sponsors.
Charlie, get out of the bathroom and call me. Call me, Charlie.
Something in your kiss just told me my sometime is now. Everybody finds somebody someplace. There's no telling where love may appear. Something in my heart keeps saying my someplace is here. If I had it in my power, I'd arrange for every guy to have your charms. Then every minute, every hour, every girl would find what I found in your arms. Everybody
And welcome back to the Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael.
Oh,
that
boy.
was my tribute to the boys from the Broadway Rat Pack, Four Queens Casino.
Yay.
So my gosh, we've got Dakota, we've got Doug, we've got Tony. Hi guys, how you doing?
Hey, doing
Great.
great.
How are you this morning?
I know you got to share some microphones here, but I just want to ask you, what are you doing now these days?
First of all, thanks for having us on.
Oh, well,
Yes,
you're
thank
welcome.
We-
Gosh, thank
we
you
were
for being
all
here.
But too excited to wake up a half an hour before we went to sleep.
Listen, I know how it is, and I really appreciate you getting up because I know most of the entertainers in this town
Are asleep.
If they're working till 2 o'clock in the morning, and they don't even get to bed until 5 or 6. So,
Yeah,
That's right.
that's for sure.
so tell me how it's going down at the Four Queens.
You know what? We are happy to present a different type of quote unquote tribute show.
Okay.
A show that has a little background, a show that exposes a little bit of the relationship between these characters rather than just showcasing songs and tuxedos. So
Uh-huh.
we're pretty happy about that.
What do you do, like a backstage thing?
No, we don't. We just we try to demonstrate some of the depth of the relationship and some of the history of what was going on while these guys were making music. They were actually 5 guys from
begin
different
with, yeah,
ethnicities,
right,
different
right.
cultures, different social classes who came together in the midst of a lot of unrest
That's
in this
right.
country and made beautiful music together. So they symbolize a lot more than what was apparent, and we're happy to demonstrate that and to show that. And by the way, I'd like to send a shout out to all the veterans or fellow veterans that are listening. I'm actually a veteran. I was in the Salvation Army, and I served in the Rodney King riots, and I just wanted to say hello.
I don't know that, Doug.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was right there on the front line, Normandy and Crenshaw.
Who's on the crib side, too?
Oh my
So
goodness.
Dakota, you were on the show before, and you were talking a little bit about the show then. What would you like to share about it?
It's really been coming together, and it's always a working process. Tunes change monthly, weekly, the dialogue changes, so it's always a different experience anytime you walk in the room. It really is.
Well, you know, every time you do a show, I think the show changes because the dynamics of the audience that you have in front of you and the fact that you guys are doing different material each show is great, and that's really an testament, to all of you, because a lot of times, we see a show and it has the same songs over and over and over and over again, which still you're getting a different audience reaction. But what would you say is the biggest, the biggest feedback that you get back from the people who are coming to see your show?
The biggest feedback we've been getting, at least from people who've been in the audience.
Vegetables.
Vegetables, yes. No.
Right,
What?
potato.
Thrown right at us. Yeah.
Cucumbers. Anyway, it's a type of reaction where people are feeling a vibe almost from because we don't present the characters flat.
Well, nobody's,
I-
one-dimensional.
Well, no, but I've noticed throughout the years a lot of tributes to this show have been very flat or very caricature.
Caricaturized, right?
And it's to me that's appalling, honestly, because each of these men were incredible musicians and producers and writers and
Each one in their own right.
exactly.
That's right.
And they live very colorful lives. So I think that was important in the writing of the show.
Who is the writer of the show?
I'm one of the writers. Doug has written some stuff since he's been there. Tony's written some stuff. So it's
It's
as
a
I said,
collaborative
it's a
effort,
collaborative
yes,
effort. Yes.
yeah.
May I ask a question? This is Leslie from Salvation Army.
Leslie, why don't you ask a question? Come
Thank
on.
you,
I
Sandy.
want you to
Oh, we're
jump
gonna have
right
a
in. I
question
want
from
everybody
Leslie
to
right
jump-
now.
No,
I'm
seriously.
sorry. Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm really.
The House would like to
intri-
recognize Leslie from Salvation Army.
Thank you, Doug. That was Sammy Davis Jr., Doug. and Sammy Davis Jr. I'm just intrigued, and so my question would be, have you studied, obviously you have studied the history of Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., and I'm going to guess a little bit of Joey Bishop and a little bit of Peter Lawford in there
That's
as
right.
well, so you can bring them into the show in some way, or maybe allude to them. I don't know if you do, because I haven't had the opportunity to come see you yet, but I'm going to now.
They got to comp you.
So,
We're not authorized to answer those questions, Leslie.
but what it sounds like is it's a lot more. There's a lot more depth than just singing songs.
These guys, I had the good fortune of being able to spend a lot of time with Sammy Davis Jr. Off stage, and there, and by way of spending time with him, I got exposed to some of the other guys. But these guys had some personal lives that were just as I don't want to say entertaining because that kind of demeans it. It makes it, but yes, as fascinating. And when you combine that, some of their passions, some of their what would seem like just ordinary guy type passions, some of the things that they had about them that made them who they are. These guys, this is my personal opinion. I've seen the Rat Pack movies as of late. Those movies, the later generation, and what makes the original movies so powerful was that these guys were guys who were hanging out anyway.
That's right.
They were doing exactly what they were doing anyway. They just put a story to it and put it to film.
And when they
so
got
there was
on
a
the
chemistry
screen,
that
there
you
was a
couldn't
chemistry,
cast.
right.
Yeah.
Well, on Friday night at the West Wing Cigar Bar, Dakota's cousin. Is that your cousin, your first cousin?
He's he's a relative.
He's a relative.
There's a lot of relatives there.
Can't answer that question either.
He's one, and of all the people, he's one of my best friends, and I love him and his father. That's David DeCosta.
Yes,
That's
very
right.
talented.
Now
And his dad, Ronnie.
Right, the
Yeah.
West Wing Cigar Bar that became one of our sponsors.
Wonderful.
So I promised them, because I have a following of people. I said every Friday night I will be down there to play the drums with the band. Well, let me tell you something. When it comes to a performer, Chad Michaels on piano is the closest thing to Oscar Peterson you ever want to hear in your life. Lou Lacy, Spider, is closest thing to Ray Brown.
He's
Okay?
a monster
Ronnie
as well.
DeCosta, which is David DeCosta's father, is like Joe Pass, Bucky Pizzarella, great players. I'm not going to mention the drummer.
He's not too shabby
Not
himself.
too shabby.
Yeah,
so if you
yeah.
like Buddy Rich, you'll
He kinda
love that
drives
guy.
it all, yeah.
But and the young lady that's sitting behind you came
That's
in
right.
Friday night, and we ripped that house down because for a singer, you got to have a good band.
That's right.
You got to have guys that drive, that feel.
Yeah.
And the
And
West-
inspire.
and
Inspire.
inspiring. The West
Yes.
Wing
Yes.
Cigar Bar. It's on Friday nights. The food is fantastic. You can puff on a cigar. That's a horrible
Or
thing.
you don't have to.
Or you don't have to puff.
Or
don't have
some
to.
of the people have those little machines that they bring in, and they puff on those, and it's not even, it's not even tobacco. or
Well,
anything
David
inside
DeCosta
it.
brought in an air
Oxygen.
tank. And you know something, for the callers that call in, because we got so many people.
That's-
Johnny Stewart, get close to the mic for just a brief moment, because the next gentleman that's going to tell you what we have is the dynamic, the handsome, the wonderful. He's the entertainment coordinator, director for the Sandy Kastel and Friends show. I mean nothing here, nothing. I'm just a grain of sand. Go ahead, Sandy. You can pick it up.
Hey, we got a lot of free tickets for
Hold
you
it,
folks
hold it.
that
Let
call
her-
in.
Let her introduce
That's
you.
fine.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Sandy. Go ahead,
Is that
Sandy.
right?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Ready, Sandy?
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, here
Oh,
we
my
go.
gosh. I was just going to
Hey!
say call 702-731-1230, 702-731-1230. And Johnny Stewart is going to tell you what shows you can win.
Tell him, John.
Over at Planet Hollywood, we have country superstars. We have Mark Chabard, the comedy hypnotist, and we have the Beatles. And over at the Quad, we have recycled percussion, and we have the Divas. And over at LVH, we have the Three Tenors, and we have the Mosaic. 5 guys that just sing their tail off. They're just unbelievable as a singing group. And we also have over there the Rock Vault, the big main showroom at the Rock Vault. And right now we are also working very heavily with the Rat Pack over at the Four Queens. You don't want to miss that. The Rat Pack and the Four Queens. And so make sure you come and see those shows. And we're going to get you some free tickets if you call in. Thank you.
That's right. And all you have to do is call 702-731-1230 right now, and you will win some free tickets to those shows.
That's
or
right.
to one of those shows.
The Rat Pack's on this show right now. That's who you're listening to.
Right. And the lady that you
I didn't know where we were.
The lady that you were talking about sitting right here is Marilyn D. Hi, Marilyn. How you doing?
I'm fine, Marilyn B.
B. Well, you put a D. I thought it didn't sound right. Something was missing, just half of that. So, Marilyn, we heard you the other night, and you have some powerful lungs.
Why, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, and I'll tell you, singing with the band, she was fabulous. And like you said, I think that band inspired you, didn't they?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. When I'm working with really wonderful musicians, they just bring out the all in me.
The all in me.
Right, which is the song that I sang that night.
That's right. Well, you know, Marilyn, we're going to be talking to you in a few minutes again. If you're just tuning in now, you're listening to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. We are here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on KLAV, and we will be right back after a message from our sponsors.
So much for my recipes today.
Yeah, well, you know, you jumped in.
You're my favorite.
Love, I've waited. I know I've been true. Save myself for someone exactly like you. Why should I spend my money on a show for two when no one can play those love songs, baby, exactly like you? Oh Lord, you make me feel so doggone grand. Make me wanna give the whole wide world to you. Boy, you understand. Every little scheme I'm scheming, dream I am dreaming. Now I know what my mother said, girl, be true.
Well, welcome back to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show, and that was Marilyn B.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
what
yeah,
a sexy voice you have, Marilyn.
You know, Marilyn, you sounded like Carmen
you.
McRae and a little bit of Sarah Vaughan, girl.
Well, actually, Sarah was one of my mentors when I first started to sing. I listened to her a lot.
When you come in Friday, you got to sing the tune. That was swinging, girl.
Well, yeah, I will.
Now, did you ever get an opportunity to meet her?
No. No. She was way before my time. Way before my time.
No, she's wonderful. And
absolutely.
So are you. But
Thank
you know,
you.
that's not the only style of music that you sing. You sing a variety of music. As a matter of fact, you were talking about, you were over at the Piero's for about, a year and a half?
Yeah, a year and a half. I was at Piero's.
Yeah, and you you and Carmine would alternate Saturdays?
All right, we would alternate every Friday and Saturday, yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then, so you said you sang a variety of style songs.
Yes, I do, because when I was growing up, we listened to everything on the radio. But it's funny how people are always trying to lock me into one genre of music, and I do everything from classical to gospel to rock to R&B to blues to soul, you name it, and I do it. And I was told a while back that I have my own style of singing, and I didn't know exactly what style of singing that was. And now I realize that anything that you'll hear me sing, whether it's rock, country, soul, or whatever, it's always going to have a blues, a gospel, R&B, jazz feel to it. And that's the delivery that you're going to get.
R&B, jazz, blues feel to it.
Right, that's the feel that you're going to get. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I realize it now. So I'm literally doing everything. I just did the Orleans last Thursday. I played the Brendan's Pub, and that was like an audition for me in order to be able to get into the big room, the Bourbon Street Lounge. So I passed the test.
All right. When are you going to be performing there?
I'm going to be there in July. I haven't quite gotten a date yet,
cool.
But it'll be like about mid-July when I'll be there with my band.
All right. And how many pieces do you have in your band?
I have 5 pieces. I have Mr. E.B. Gerhardt, who's my musical director. I have Mr. Rocky Peoples, who has played with Grand Central Station and gotten a gold record for that. Also played with he plays sax. Millard Jackson, he's on keyboards, and he's worked with Solomon Burke, the musical director for Taste of Honey, for years.
So you have some heavy hitters.
I have some heavy hitters, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That plug just cost you $200.
So do you have a website out there that they can check it out?
Yes, my website is under construction, but it should be back up and running again in a couple of weeks.
And what's it going to be? Marilyn B?
It's MissMarilynB.com.
Okay, Miss Marilyn B.
MissMarilynB.com, yes.
It's MS, right?
Yes, MS.
MS.
So you're available.
I'm always.
Because that Dakota's been looking at you kind of really deep down.
And I know a lot of your family back in. I'm from Chicago.
You're from Chicago
yes.
as well. Wonderful.
And I know tons of your family, and you guys have a large family.
We do have
large family.
A lot of them are out here, actually.
There's a big extended here in Chicago, as
Yeah.
well as family in Detroit, New York.
There's a lot that are in jail, too.
Oh, hey, we don't
That's what
talk
I'm
about
saying.
that.
They're in Florida, New York, Lompoc, California, places like that.
Three of
Well-
them are in this room right now.
Thanks a lot, Marilyn, for being on the
Okay,
show
thank you guys.
today.
Thank you guys for
Really,
having
it's
me. I
great to
appreciate
see
it.
you. And you look
Okay.
fabulous in turquoise.
Why, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate
We'll
it.
see you Friday. And remember on YouTube, our cameraman, we said hello to Brett, right, honey?
Rhett.
Rhett.
Hi, Rhett
There's
Nielsen.
Rhett.
How you doing?
He's
And we've
one
got
of the best, and he will load that up. So tomorrow you just put that in, and you will be on YouTube. And we're
That's
doing
right.
fantastic.
Thank you.
That's
I
right.
appreciate
Let's
it.
not forget Smith Food King. Go to Smith's and go shopping at Smith's at YouTube, and you'll see Sandy and I's TV show called Shopping at Smith's, and it's Sandy and I. You notice I said Sandy and I, you first, me
Of
second?
course, always. And you know, Missy, you're here from Ronald McDonald House. And you know, did you bring a CD so we can hear you sing?
Yeah, you don't want to hear that. Absolutely not.
He's going to do it live.
I do have one question though. I
Okay.
want to know where on Friday night. I know
It's-
the cigar place, but where is it? I
Okay.
don't know.
It
it.
is
Thank
on
you.
Durango. You go south on Durango, past Flamingo, and it's on the west side of the street. We don't know the address.
It's right across the street from the Salvation
That's right.
Army.
That's right.
I'm telling you.
For Leslie.
Les, I'm going to tell you something. This is for you, all the listeners that are out there. It's is the swingingest nightclub in Vegas. There's not a band in Vegas can touch these guys. The jazz is incredible, but the best part is the food. The food is
Oh,
when they
yeah.
make that Cobb salad
Oh,
and their
I know.
lamb.
The Waldorf salad.
The Waldorf salad. It is incredible.
And somebody had the lamb the other night. Oh my gosh! And they were having
we
the
had a great
steaks and-
time, and if you could sit, they got the big chairs in there. And one thing about this place versus the other cigar bar, he put about 11 units in to pull all that
That's
smoke
right.
out. Because a lot of
That's
people say,
right.
"Oh my God, I can't handle
Yeah,
it."
because I'm not a cigar smoker,
No.
you know. And well, I've smoked them, you know, a couple times when we went to the cigar bar just so I could fit in and see what it smelled like, you know.
Yeah, but it
but anyway,
Like all the cool
but
kids,
but
right?
I really don't. I'm not a smoker. So for me, being a non-smoker, and you walk into a place, you're like, oh my gosh, and you know, you see all the smoke, and it's like so. But this place, you don't see the smoke, you don't see anything.
You
it's
hardly
just like
even
they
smell it, to
suck
be honest with
everything
you.
out
Very
of there.
ventilated.
Nice.
Yeah,
Ventilated
and I mean, you're gonna
tremendously.
smell it. You know, you're gonna smell a little bit of it, but I'm amazed, you know, because I don't reek of cigar smoke the next day. You know.
We went to another place, which I don't want to mention, which is swinging, where David used to play at.
Yeah, we love that
And we
place
come
too,
back with our
but-
suits, and Sandy would say, "Hang to your suit in the garage. Don't
That's
bring it in the house." And truthfully, we had to. The next day, I had to go to the cleaners. You know, Royal Cleaner, which is one of our sponsors.
That's
and
right.
I owned the joint, but it's beside the point. But the thing is, we had to get our clothes cleaned. I mean, that's how it was.
Well, speaking of our sponsors, you know, we have Resort Stay International, Salvation Army, Smith's Food and Drug on Sahara and Durango, George L. Stewart for insurance you don't have to die to collect, Tony May, attorney at law, Royal Cleaners on Flamingo and Durango, and Byron Mills, and
let's
he's
not
the divorce attorney.
And let's not forget the Cigar Bar West.
and-
West
well,
Wing.
well, yeah, I was going to say that, but yes, you're right. It's the
You guys are
it is
so
called the West.
smooth.
It's called the West Wing Cigar Lounge, and the whole idea behind it was the gentleman who's the owner, and it's a family-owned business, and it's so wonderful because he said, I just want a place where I can come and be at home, sit back in a nice chair, have a good meal, and smoke my cigar, and that's what he created.
Right, and our prayers are with him because he got
Yes.
sick. He's in the hospital.
Yes,
And
in the
that's
hospital
why-
right now,
right in the
and
hospital
our
right now.
family, you know, the
And
family
that's why
is,
Sandy and I stepped up to the plate to
Yes.
help them out to go in there. And I'm going to tell you something because we got a gang of listeners. If you want to meet Chef Michael and you want to swing and have some fun, you got to be there on Friday. We got the entertainment is tremendous. David DaCosta is my best friend. I love him. And of all great entertainers, there's all great Sinatra's impersonator, but he's one of the to me he's one of the best. And I'm so excited to say that on the 27th of September, we have Ronald McDonald and the Salvation Army being a part of what we're going to do.
that's right. So, Missy, tell us a little bit more about what other things you guys are doing as
Okay.
Ronald McDonald House, okay?
Okay, well, for the people that don't know what the Ronald McDonald House is, we actually are a home away from home for families who are by the bedside of their sick child. They have to be 30 miles outside of Las Vegas living. We get families from Utah, Arizona, California. We actually have a family right now from the Philippines. We've had a family from Ethiopia. We have a family from Canada. So we get them from all different places. Most of the patients that we have are UMC, Sunrise patients, anywhere 21 years and younger. And we have a 12-bedroom suite home that has been in Las Vegas for now almost 16 years. We're really excited. We're celebrating our 16th anniversary in July. We're having a little
Congratulations.
party
Yeah.
then, and going to be we're going to be showing off our new donors wall, as well as we have been working on a project Ronald McDonald house, which is another phase of renovation. And so we're really excited to be able to show that off and celebrate all these years that we've been here in the community.
When are you
And
going to do that?
that is July 18th.
Okay.
And if you're interested in participating in that, it's just a little open house.
Okay.
You can go to www.rmhlv.org and and let us know that you would like to be one of our guests, and we'd love to have you. So yeah, we're doing a lot. There's a lot of volunteer opportunities in Las Vegas. We have a lunch program where we deliver over 100 lunches to anyone staying at UMC or Sunrise. They're not staying, but they're with their child. We deliver the lunches. We have a dinner program where people can come in, and Leslie, I know you said that you've done that, where you've got to come in and make
Fabulous.
dinner for our families.
Well, I think Chef Michael offered last time to come in and cook some meatballs.
Well, I
Yeah.
think we need to get him on that. Absolutely.
And listen,
Absolutely.
he's cooked for over 2,000 people at a time, so he knows how to do it.
All right. Well, you don't have to do that many, but we'll take it. Absolutely.
good.
So yeah, we've got a lot of great programs, and I get to do the fun stuff. I get to do all the special events, and so our big one is the Las Vegas 51s on July 31st is Ronald McDonald House Charities Night,
Oh my
$1
gosh.
draft beer night as well. So that's a
Wow.
big.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah. So it's going to be a great fun night. We've been doing it for years with the 51s, and it's a fun
Cool.
night. Yeah.
Well, I like that idea. And you know who she looks like? Cindy?
Who?
Look at her
Who?
face.
I don't
She's
know.
a dead ringer for Jodie Foster.
Oh, you're right. Younger. Yes.
I've been told that once or twice.
Yeah, yeah.
I get Brad Pitt
Contact.
all the time. I don't know what people are looking at. Tim, don't
older-
you know stuff. It's a
an
bunch
older
of white
Brad
people
Pitt,
will jump
right?
you.
An older. No, when he was doing that movie, where he started out old and
Oh,
then he
that's
got
right.
younger.
The Benjamin Button.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm missing. Let me see. Excuse me. I'm missing my credit card. My American Express. I want it back.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want
yeah.
U.S. Bank.
Oh,
back.
I
want
thought
my
it was your
credit card.
Salvation Army card.
What's that? You ain't getting that card.
You guys have a credit card?
We don't. That's
You
a
should.
great
That's
idea.
a good idea.
That's a great
Oh
idea.
my gosh.
I like that. I'm taking that back.
No, I'm serious.
It is. It's a great
A
idea.
Salvation credit card. Could you imagine? That would be phenomenal. That's-
Well,
Sandy, that's great.
you never know what to expect here on Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. But we have a lot of great guests here, and we're going to be right back after a message from our sponsors.
731-1230. Charlie, get out of the bathroom and call me.
that I can do it.
The trembling trees embrace the breeze tenderly. Of you and I, we came wandering by and lost and aside were we.
Hi, and welcome back to the Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show. Oh my gosh, that was Marilyn B., fabulous singer. And that's right.
I love Marilyn B.
And she's going to be playing at the Bourbon Showroom over at the, what hotel is that?
Orleans.
At the Orleans, coming up soon
And she'll be
in
there Friday,
July.
too.
Yeah, and she's going to be here Friday at the
Friday.
West Wing Cigar Lounge, along with David DaCosta, and we've got Chad Michaels trio that includes Spider, and also
David DaCosta's father.
David DaCosta's father, Ronnie. But you know,
Dakota there.
Dakota.
Dakota, you going to come and sit in?
I might stick my face in there for a
Well, maybe we
second
can
there.
get all three of you guys to come over and sit in and do something
We'd have a
as the
great time.
trio. You know, we'd love to
Friday
have you
the
do that.
13th.
It is cool.
I'll tell
That's
you
a
what,
perfect
you guys
day.
come in, I'll buy you a drink. I'll charge it to John Stewart.
And then we've also got Chef
double for me. Yeah,
I have
Michael,
the
the
bottle.
storm that can't be stopped,
That's
playing
right,
drums.
that's
You know, the boys wanted to offer 4 tickets with including drinks, you said, including drinks, to the next caller who calls in. So call in at 702-731-1230. That's 702-731-1230. Now, Dino.
That's okay.
Dean, Tony,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you a question. Oh,
I'm breaking
you're
things
breaking
over
things.
here.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
They better watch it. They'll
All
pick
right.
on you. So tell me a little bit about your take on what you guys are doing together and why it makes such a big difference to come and see your show at the Four Queens.
First of all, the theater is a nice little setting. It keeps it very intimate. It's a smaller theater, but it's a great room. The Canyon Club over there at the Four Queens. The three of us work together really well on stage. This guy over here, me and him, we're good. All three of us. It's a fun show, and the audience, we feed off the audience when they are into it and laughing and into what we're doing. We throw it right back at them, and I've always said the Rat Pack show is scripted, but it's loosely tight because it can go this way or that way.
I like that.
Loosely
Yes,
tight.
loosely
You can
tight.
quote, you
Scripted,
quote
but
me on
loosely
that one.
tight.
And actually, recently, I've kind of added something to the pre-show. When people are walking in, there was nothing on the video screen, so I put together some old home movies of my dad's lounge trio. He played stand-up bass and sang in the early 60s and all throughout his career. But he's got these band reels from 60 to 65 of him and his band, the wives all there partying at our house after gigs. Just really,
That's them now, actually playing.
that's them. Yeah, I can hear them. You're up there, Pop. Yeah, I got you.
That's a cool idea because
But it's home
yeah,
movies,
they get
and
to see
people
that era
walk
kind
in
of,
and are
yeah.
captivated, and it takes you right back to it. You know, the way the women are dressed and the guys with the skinny ties, and my dad's band's up there doing little comedy skits and stuff. It's all silent, you know. It's home movies.
Yeah.
But
Is there a band? How many pieces in a band?
it's a three-piece band. There was a piano, bass, and trumpet, and he also played little drums too.
This cat
But,
swings or what? The
yeah, they were swinging.
Band swinging?
It's
Well,
his old man, yeah.
It was
his old
it was
man. He's
yeah.
talking
It's,
about
like I
his
said,
father.
it's silent home movies, but
No,
it's
Your show. There's their
No,
band.
no,
in
no,
your show?
yeah, no.
no. We've got tracks that we sing to.
tracks, okay.
Yeah, but it's a great band on
We
those
got
tracks.
40. We got 45 Smurfs that play under
Yeah.
the stage. That's how it works.
And band leader is the Invisible Man, and he's directing the whole band. But
Well,
anyway,
that's
so
great.
that kind of it leads people in and gets them into the mood of what the Rat Pack era and back in the '60s was like.
and plus the
And then-
relationship between the three of them.
Well,
Yeah.
these
The
guys.
great thing about this show, I think personally, is that it takes these characters out of the '60s, in a sense. You know, we do talk about a lot of contemporary things on stage, which I think separates it a little bit. Trying to keep it real, you know. I wanted to keep the audience as if they were watching the guys themselves and not impersonators. Do you
Well,
know
for
what I
those
That's
people
cool.
that are listening right now, if you go to YouTube and put in Dakota
mean? Horvat.
Horvat, you should have changed your name.
H.
to-
It's Horvath.
Right. Tell them the TV shows you were on.
Yeah.
No, I'm
There's
not
a
gonna toot.
ton.
I'm not gonna toot my horn. I've been on
No.
many shows since I was a kid. I started singing when I was 5 years old, and met Sinatra, and Sinatra gave me his blessing to sing, actually,
That's cool.
and his
He
handkerchief.
sang in Legends of Concert when he was 8 years old as Frank Sinatra.
Oh my
You
gosh.
know,
Oh my
Sinatra
gosh.
saved my life.
Did he now?
He
Oh.
did. I got to tell you, I was at Caesar's Palace. Two guys were knocking the hell out of me, and Sinatra came out and said, "That's enough."
Well, you know what?
And gave you one right across your lips.
I just love to comment really quickly.
Go ahead.
I don't know much about the original Rat Pack, but I like to think that they were very close and they had a great vibe and connection. And I can see the three of you. You know, I can just imagine the three of you on stage because you can just see them sitting here.
Camaraderie.
Well,
yeah.
we
yeah.
hang out a bunch.
We actually don't like each other. We're heavily medicated right now just to sit.
The truth comes out.
Yeah, it's
You know,
amazing
real-
what a little alcohol can do.
Go ahead. Michael, what?
Nothing. I just want to say that I love you, and I think you look very
Well, say
beautiful
what you were
today.
going to say.
He was talking to me.
Definitely say that.
He was talking to me.
Okay, well, if you're just tuning in now, you're too late because we are done. This is Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. I want to thank my guests, Dakota Horvath, Doug Starks, Tony Felicetta. Oh my gosh, we've got Leslie with the Salvation Army and Missy with Ronald McDonald House. We've got Johnny Stewart in the house, and of course Chef Michael every day, Monday through Friday, and we'll be and Marilyn B. Yes, here we are, Marilyn B. And we will be back tomorrow morning here on KLEV with Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael.
I love everybody. Tell me, how the hell did you get your hand stuck down the toilet?